Hi guys. So I just got off work. I don't know why I always feel compelled to tell you that. I feel like if in case I just look like sweaty or tired or like I'm, talking fast or whatever. I guess that's why. So I thought I would do a YouTube pagan challenge because I'm, haven't done one in a long time. So today will be question 40, and the question is, do you believe in angels, demons, fairies, etc.? The question is yes, even to the etc. I don't personally work with angels, but I have a very, like, sort of more extraterrestrial view of angels, I guess. And in that sense, yes. Demons, again, not like the biblical demons. I think of demons more as, like, how do I put this? Like denizens of the underworld, not necessarily evil. I think there are supernatural beings that would qualify, sort of like your average, like, haunting demons, but not so violent, I think even just like evil fae or whatever can be considered demons. So in that sense, yes. And of course, fairies, yes. That one I usually don't like to talk about much, and definitely the etc. I would say there's not a lot of etc. That you could come up with that I don't believe in or work with or whatever. Actually, there's a lot that I don't work with, but I don't know. When it comes to, like, creatures and beings and stuff like that, I don't know. It seems like not fun to not believe in it. I guess I always like to believe in them. There's very few that I work with, just because in my opinion it takes a lot of research. If you do believe in these beings, they're not animals, and they're not human. They don't think and behave like anything, or behave in any way that we would expect, we would think, we've been taught. So it takes a lot of research, a lot of patience, a lot of trepidation to begin working with any of these beings or creatures. For anything that I've worked with, it's because, and there's only, like, honestly, 2 or 3 maybe. I mean, the fae is a very wide gambit, and even that, still, after working with them for, God, like 10 years, I'll say I'm still very, very careful. I'm still learning every single day. Yeah, it's just, there's a lot that goes into it, and that's with anything like this. I implore you, don't do anything. Don't interact with anything, any of them, anyone, whatever, before you do so much research. Ask around people you know. Read every book on it. Just take all of the information you can gather. After I recommend, like, years. Seriously. I'm more comfortable working with like dead people than I am the fae still. Because I feel like I've spent more time around there, and I understand it better. So yeah, I'll say yes. I don't usually like to talk about. Angels and demons is more widely respected, usually because of, biblical associations. But when it comes to talking about, like, mythological creatures and all this kind of stuff, I feel like it has a bad rap of, like, demeaning the validity of your craft when you start going, when you start spouting off about, I believe in fairies and dragons and leprechauns, and you may, and that's totally valid, and, like, most of us would of course reciprocate, but when you are talking to someone who doesn't, or perhaps a newbie, or also people who've been working in the craft for a very long time, including myself, and you start spouting off about working with, like, fairies and unicorns and whatever, people tend not to believe you, basically, because you sound like a little kid. You sound like you've, played World of Warcraft one too many times. And that's usually why I don't speak about it most of the time when I'm talking to people about the craft or my, anything like that, because I don't want my validity questioned, basically. And I'm guilty of it too, honestly, because I've been working with it since I was very, very young, for a very long time, and I take it very seriously. And even when I myself, who work with fae and other things, the one thing I keep thinking of, I'm not talking about it because I'm worried about what people think. I'm not talking about it out of respect for that and that particular path that I'm learning more about. And anyway, even I, who work with these beings, when someone comes up to me, especially who is new, or even if they aren't new, and the first things out of their mouth are like, oh, I work with fairies, and it makes you sound like a poser, basically. It makes you sound like a fluffy bunny witch. Okay, hopefully I'm still like centered and good here. I just got off the phone. Anyway, as I was saying, I mean, not many people watch these videos, but I hope those of you who do don't feel like, offended by those statements or, anything like that. I don't mean to say it's like there's a wrong way of doing witchcraft. I think there are wrong ways, for sure. But I mean, we would all be lying. We would all be lying if we said we hadn't met a good handful of people, I'm sure, if you've been practicing for any amount of time, that just say they're witches just to say they're witches, just like, have watched Charmed one too many times. Again, I love Charmed. I love Harry Potter. I love all that crap, but the people I'm talking about. We've all met them. They do exist. Anyway, so yeah, to sum up, I do believe in pretty much everything. I do work with quite a few of them. I do encourage other people. Am I as open about it as I am with really everything? That's really the only part of my practice that I don't hide it, but I'm not super open about it. I don't volunteer the information, even if other people do. A lot of the times I won't reciprocate, mostly just for that reason. But like I said, there are certain, like, beings, I guess, that I work with, where it is sort of like, I guess, customary to shut up. Like, they don't appreciate it if you're, like, blabbing all the time that you work with them, that they've decided to work with you, things like that. That's just what I've found. So, there's that. I always say I would love to start a discussion. This one especially, I think would be a fabulous discussion. I would love it. In fact, I would kind of think of starting a blog post for it. I have blog posts coming up. I just started a new job. Yeah. I have several blog prompts I want to do. I think I'm going to add this one to the list, but please always check my blog. It's always linked down below. I never know when I'm going to upload. Sometimes I'll go through these spurts where it'll be like, a week or two straight where I'm putting up blog posts constantly, and then it'll be months before I do. Usually sometimes it's like 3 months without a post, because I tend not to post if everything's just like chill and calm and good. So, yeah. So anyway, feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe, all of that stuff. Happy second day of Aphrodisia. Today is the 16th, so it would be the second day of Aphrodisia if you do celebrate. For those of you who don't know, it's the Greek festival celebrating Aphrodite. Feel free to look that up. It's a really, really cool celebration. It's my first year celebrating it, hence this and the purple and all that stuff. So yeah, thanks, love you guys. Hi to my new subscribers.